on The Mortgage Show. From Strand Capital, we have Mason and Steve Kissuk. Also, Equitable Bank's Vice President Residential Credit, Michael Wolfe. Plus, Brady and Dave make the draws for the upcoming MPP trip in May. We have the countdown. What's coming up this month in training and events? We discuss various regulatory items and much more. Here's your host, Dave Teixeira.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. This is the March edition of the award-winning Mortgage Show. Thank you very much for spending your Tuesday morning or afternoon, depending on where you are across this great country of ours, with us here. And of course, here in BC, we just announced, not that this has much to do with mortgages, we just announced we are no longer going to be jumping around on time zones, starting with, with the time zone that's going on this weekend when we're supposed to spring forward. We're going to do that. We're going to spring forward, and then we're going to just stay there. So there's probably some metaphor there about BC being stuck and not moving or something. But I'll let you guys come up with that. But anyways, welcome to the show. Here I'm Dave Teixeira. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the mighty DLCG and your very proud host of the Mortgage Show. We have a great program here. As always, we want to take your questions. We want to have you participate, such as this big Yahoo in the comments. So put your comments, put your questions in there. We'll be sure to put them on the screen and share them with our guests. As well, as always, if you want to win one of these amazing mugs, at the end of the program, we are going to have a draw. You just have to put the old hashtag TMS, the Mortgage Show, hashtag TMS, in a comment, and we will be sure to draw for that. So we have a great show. We have from Strive Capital, we have Steve Kissuk and Brian Mason. From Equitable Bank, we have Michael Wolfe. We'll also, in between those two guests, because we have to keep them separated. You know, we can't have the warring lenders in here. So we're going to put a nice little palate cleanser in the middle there, which is our MPP, or Mortgage Protection Plan draw. So this was drawn yesterday. It's sort of live, but we want to make sure everyone understands this is a legit draw. You'll see how we do it. It's a lot of fun. And by the way, for Bigger Bay, compliments will get you everywhere. So thank you so much for that. But we'll be drawing for a trip to Mexico, to Cancun, as part of the Mortgage Protection Plan. I don't want to steal all the thunder from that video, but you'll see that we do the draw live. And it's a lot of fun. So stay tuned for all of that. So let's just start off here with, I'm going to go through a few different items here. So last month, we introduced the AML Borrower Risk Rating Interactive Scorecard. There's the URL. How do I do that? There's the URL right there. You can check this out. Presented this also at our Owners University that we just had in Toronto. We had about 300 owners there and about 60, 80 lender partners or representatives from our lender partners there as well. And this was sort of, I'll say this was the showstopper, because a lot of people didn't understand that you have to do an AML risk rating on every single file that you have. So what we did is we created this interactive tool. You can get it from that URL. And you go through and it helps you out. So this is a tool that is very simple to use. And if you want to learn more, we have some AML refresher webinars coming up very, very soon. Here, I'll make that full screen. So there you go. On March the 9th, so just under a week's time. And then on March the 11th, if you want to scan those codes, you can register right now. And thank you, Nancy, just put up a nice little comment there. It's awesome, makes it so easy. Yes, it does. Once you get into the habit of using that tool, you will see that it takes about a minute of your time, but it is very, very simple to do. And the whole idea here is to make that risk rating defendable and strategic, and it just makes it nice and compact. So if you want to learn more about that, just check all of these, or check out these two webinars coming up on the 9th or the 11th. Not right here, but on the mighty Zoom. So there you go. Moving along, for any of our friends in beautiful, beautiful Ontario, you have a deadline coming up for your FSRA renewals of March the 31st. Now, here's what I'd say to do. Do not wait until March 31st. Please, please, please do not wait until March 31st. This is a really crazy year. Not only do you have to get relicensed, but you have to make sure that you and your agents and your teams all have their CE credits. And if you don't know what a CE credit is, please write to me, dave@dlcg.ca. It's about 15 hours worth of different courses and things that you need to do. But if you don't know what that is, please get a hold of your principal broker at your franchise, or you can always write to me, Dave at dlcg.ca, and happy to help you out there. As well, if you can put some comments in there. If you truly don't know what's going on this, put some comments here, and during the show here, I'll be sure to answer them. So my big suggestion to you is get it done by the 15th. Why? Payments sometimes fail. Computer access could be sketchy at times. And if you, for some reason, don't have all the requirements, at least you've given yourself a bit extra time. So that is the big FSRA renewal that I want to remind you about there as well. Another piece for all my BC agents that are out there, put your hands up so I can see you all. There you are, all up there in the audience here at the studio. But we have a whole bunch of things coming up here. And I will call this the greatest change to the mortgage industry in British Columbia in 30 years. I said this about 2 years ago, that AML was the greatest change in about 20 years. I'll say this is the greatest change in 30 years, even more impactful than AML. The Mortgage Services Act is changing in British Columbia. There's a lot of things that are going on. And if you think this doesn't impact you, think again. If you're an owner, you have an office, you are a principal broker, for example, or you're out of province and you do business, you're licensed within BC, this impacts you. So we are holding a couple more webinars on this as well. You're going to want to check this out. There's one going on today in a couple of hours that you could scan that code and check that out, or a week from today on the 10th. This is very, very important that you attend these webinars so that you can get up to speed as to what is going on in British Columbia. Again, it's not only if you reside in British Columbia and you do mortgage business, but if you do any sort of mortgage business in British Columbia, I highly recommend that you check out these webinars, because there are a lot of different changes that are taking place that will impact your business. For example, how many offices can you have? How many offices can your principal broker oversee? A whole bunch of things go on here. So if you're an agent, owner, principal broker, etc., check out these webinars. And you know what? That's everything for me. And our beautiful audience is so nice to me today. This is great. So anyways, moving along here. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, again, just throw them in the chat. But what I want to do is go to our first guest here. He's new to the mortgage show, but his bank is not. He is Michael Wolfe from Equitable Bank. Michael, I think your mic is muted. But welcome to the big program here. And look at all those signs up there. I heart Mike Wolfe. Tell me more about Aluma. The audience really is engaged with you here in our studio in beautiful Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. No, this is great. And like I said, you're new to the program, but Equitable Bank is not. But what I like to do is you shared something with me during our time in the green room, and something I want to show everyone here is you're doing something pretty cool here coming up in July. You're raising a bunch of money for the Ride to Conquer Cancer or for the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and love for you to share a little bit more about what you are doing there.
Absolutely. 100%. Thanks again for having me, Dave. It would be you'd be hard pressed to know anyone in your life that hasn't dealt with cancer. Personally, my father beat kidney cancer a little while ago, and my sister is currently in a battle with cancer. So I really wanted to step up and join the tour of Alberta. Equitable Bank is rooted in giving back to the community, and really wanted to do my piece. I'm being joined with Dale Bilton here in my office with our reverse mortgage team. And we're going to be riding 100 kilometers each day, so 200 kilometers total. For those of you who know me and know me well, training started yesterday, and it's going to be an uphill battle, but hoping to raise upwards of $10,000 through various initiatives to really give back and keep this fight against cancer going.
Yeah, and thank you for all that you do, and thank you for sharing. And I hope there'll be a lot more good news coming out of your family's side very, very soon. But if you're watching now and you want to make a donation to Michael's cause here, there is the sorry, not the URL, but there's the QR code. Scan that, make your donation. I know last year, a few of us when I say a few of us, I mean, not me, but others got involved. I know Eddie Cocciolo did the ride last year as well. So if you want to make a donation and or participate, please get involved. And thanks again, Mike, for sharing that and doing what you do. So that's a great way for us to start off. But let's jump into the mortgage side of things. Equitable Bank has been doing some really cool things in the industry. And especially with us. So I wanted to start with one of the new products. And I always say this about Equitable Bank. You're kind of a one-stop shop. You do reverse mortgages, you do your Alt-A, and then as of, I'll say a month ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago, an exclusive product with the DLCG group of companies is Illuma. So I'd love for you to start on that prime product. What's that all about, and why should our agents be using it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we launched our new prime product with Dominion Lending Centers. We saw a huge opportunity to connect with one of our key partners and provide, something that we still think is a little bit lacking in the industry, which is delivering exceptional customer service in every interaction, bolstered by big efficiencies on the broker side. And then on the back end, we do pay a renewal commission on the 5-year terms as well. So it makes us a little bit different. We are fully integrated with all 3 mortgage insurers, and our policies and procedures mirror theirs very, very closely. So without having to learn a significant amount of Equitable Bank isms, as long as it meets the mortgage insurer's rules and qualifications, we're open across Canada, and we're excited to relaunch this high ratio insured product with Dominion Lending Centers through the exclusive Illuma brand.
Yeah, and we're very excited for this. And right now we're in the middle of beta testing. Well, actually, I think we're at the end. We're not in the middle. We're at the end of beta testing. And in fact, in the next coming days, we're going to be opening this up to more and more people. So if you are interested in learning more about this, we'll have another webinar on this. We'll have some information that'll be coming out to everyone. But the reaction from our beta testers has been very strong. Excellent product, excellent rates. It's exclusive to the marketplace. So if clients have Equitable Bank, they're going to love the Illuma product. It's just the brand name within Equitable, and those 75 or so beta testers right now are going to grow hopefully to I'll be optimistic here. 10,000 of our agents across the country. Michael will be jumping on this very, very soon. So for anyone out there, if this interests you, I'll be putting Michael's information up here. He does accept bribes. He will, or maybe a donation. Make a donation. You'll get to the top of the list. I don't know if that's official bank policy or not, but it should be. But we'll keep on moving here. So tell us about the reverse product as well, because you guys have been in the reverse market as well. And as I said, you're kind of that one-stop shop. So what makes your product different than other reverse products that are out there in the marketplace?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. It's great to be able to offer solutions to nearly every Canadian, whether you're a first-time home buyer through the Illuma brand and high ratio, or our alternative product, or our reverse mortgage product for those Canadians entering into retirement or firmly in retirement, and being able to tap into the equity in their home. So our reverse mortgage product, we think is the best in the industry, has top loan to values. And we've come out with a new promotion, 1 year, $499 promotion here at Equitable to increase some of our volumes in the product. Even though the real estate market's a little bit slower, Canadians have a tremendous amount of equity to unlock in their property. They can stay in their homes much, much longer. And it really is a fantastic solution. Long gone are the days where, the best solution was maybe a secured line of credit against a home. Rates have come down, and just the flexibility of these products is such that it's a better alternative for aging Canadians. And we operate through the mortgage broker network, and we continue to think it's the best way to get a mortgage in Canada, whether it's a reverse or any of our other products.
Yeah, so make sure you're checking it. I have to figure out how to point. Make sure you're checking this out here. It's a $499 reverse mortgage flex line, 1 year fixed. This promotion expires in about 30 days at the end of this month, let's say. So on March the 31st. So you're going to really want to check this out. And if you don't mind, Michael, I've got a couple questions here in the chat here. So let's go over here. Is there a minimum balance drawn on a reverse mortgage at closing?
I believe there's not. so that they can set it up and do an advance after which. But let me confirm that, and we can do a small Q&A after with the attendees.
Yeah, and what we'll do is I'll throw Michael's email up here again in a short bit. Here's a couple more questions that are coming in, and we'll make sure that we get to those. So next here, Bruce and Julie, will you consider a purchase? Maybe he's asking you personally. I'm not sure if they're asking you personally, but I think what they're saying is, would Equitable Bank consider a purchase in London, Ontario for $220,000? I'm not quite sure I understand the question. But
yeah, absolutely. So we offer both refinances and purchases in the reverse mortgage product. A lot of times we have borrowers that are selling and downsizing, and they still would like the reverse mortgage product as they are downsizing. So that would work as well.
Good. So, and one last question before we carry on here is, can a client take out a lump sum?
Absolutely. They can take out a lump sum at funding, or they can have subsequent withdrawals and advances as they wish. So there's a lot of flexibility in these products.
Yeah, and I have to say that when Equitable first came out with this, it was the incumbent, and then you guys were here. I know you can't see that hand, and that's done purposely. But now you guys are really moving up, and again, I think it goes back to is if you like Equitable Bank on the alt side, you're going to love them for these other products as well. Is that what you're finding? Is that Equitable Bank clients and agents who are using you are naturally drawn to this reverse product?
Yeah, absolutely. It used to be that you would have reverse mortgage specialists. There'd be a small number of brokers that really focused on it. Now, I think the education has come so far that you as a broker can operate and offer these mortgage solutions to all of your borrowers without having to either refer it to another broker. And there's always the support from Equitable Bank, the sales team, the marketing team, to ensure that we can meet the needs of your borrowers and get those transactions completed as quick as possible.
Excellent. And another question about this as well is, can it be paid off after 1 year?
Yes, it absolutely can be paid off after 1 year. There are some prepayment penalties that would be associated with that. I don't have those handy. And I did notice one other question in the chat. We do have a minimum price of $250, but we have made exceptions to a lower purchase price depending on what the loan to value is and the merits of the deal. So please revert back and we can take a look at that specific.
Yeah, and what I'll do as well is I'll make sure you have Michael's for the millions and millions of our viewers around the world. There's Michael's email address. Be sure to connect with him. And what we do, this maybe really indicates to me that we need to get Greg Domville to do another one of those deep dives via the power call. So we'll make sure we get something set up for everyone that's watching right now, because I really appreciate all that. And it looks like there's more questions coming in. So let's stay on this for a moment. Can a reverse mortgage be ported?
So in the most specific way of thinking about a port where we're moving that mortgage from one property to another, no. But what we do is we work with the borrower. We'll generally reduce or waive some prepayment penalties. If they're going to stay with us and move to another property, we try to make that as seamless as possible. But it wouldn't be a technical port.
There we go. And what does the location appetite look like for reverse in New Brunswick? Is it similarly restricted in the way that the alt mortgage space is? And if so, is that changing? Great question.
Unfortunately, yes. Well, we don't currently operate in New Brunswick. We are looking to move our reverse mortgage offering national. Our new CEO, Chadwick Westlake, it's high on his list. So it is something that we're looking at. And also, we're always looking at our mortgage lending spaces across Canada, whether it's New Brunswick, whether it's in British Columbia, Alberta, to make sure that we're offering mortgages to as many Canadians as possible.
Well, we've talked about the Illuma product on the A side. We've talked about the reverse product, which seems to be of great interest. And I guess with an aging population, not you and I, Michael, but other people who are aging, we've stayed this beautiful self ourselves. It's become more and more of a product of choice. It's not just this fringe product. It's something that clients want to have or agents want to promote even more. But what about your bread and butter product, your Alt A product? What's that looking like? Is there anything new coming out in 2026? And what should our agents know about this product? If they, what are the 3 or 4 things that people need to know about this product?
Sure. So our alternative product is really rooted in providing solutions for business for self Canadians that are maybe had some credit problems in the past, or maybe are new to Canada. Those would be really the three areas that we do the most. Over 70% of our borrowers are business for self, and that's really where we win through self-declared income. We've really expanded our offerings at 65 loan to value. So, whether you call it the non-conforming bucket or at 65, we have a lot more transactions where the TDS can exceed our typical norms, and we really try to provide as many solutions as we can to Canadians in that alternative product.
All right. And what about your adjustable rate mortgage product? That seems to be quite popular. What are the things that our agents need to know about that, especially if someone hasn't used you yet? What would be the things you'd say on that product that would get them more interested in the mighty Equitable Bank?
It's interesting that very few alternative lenders offer an adjustable rate mortgage. So Equitable has had one for many, many years, and a lot of borrowers are shrugging off some of the Bank of Canada increases that we saw and really got hit with payment shock. And it is a viable product. About 30% of our transactions are done in the adjustable rate mortgage. And you have some of the best rates in the industry under that product on both a 3-year and a 5-year term.
So if someone's watching right now and they've not yet been signed up to Equitable Bank, what's the best way for them to engage with you guys?
My contact information has been provided a few times. Connect with our sales team. So many ways to get involved with Equitable Bank. We're a mortgage lender for the broker population, and Dominion Lending Centers is a tremendous supporter of Equitable, and we're excited to work with brokers across Canada.
Yeah, and I encourage you to visit their website, equitablebank.ca. Click across the top. There's a broker panel, or broker, not portal necessarily, but broker resources. Lots of great stuff in here. Everything you wanted to know about Equitable Bank, but we're afraid to ask, is all in here. And, as we come to the end of our little segment here, Michael, what are your parting words to the millions that are watching right now? What would be your 30-second elevator pitch? You're in an elevator with all the people watching. What would be your pitch to say, give Equitable Bank another or a first shot here?
We're rooted in delivering the best possible broker experience and borrower experience for mortgage brokers across the entire life cycle of a borrower new to Canada, high ratio mortgages, alternative mortgages. It's definitely your one-stop shop, as you said, Dave, and we're excited for the opportunity to win your next deal and your next deal. And really try to make it a cornerstone lender for your business as a broker.
Yeah, outstanding, and thank you so much, Michael, for being here. And for anyone, again, here I'll leave his email up here. If you want to learn more about Illuma on the A side, you want to learn more about Reverse on the reverse side, and the Alt-A product, commercial, etc., the one-stop shop that is Equitable Bank. Michael Wolfe is your guy to talk to. So, Michael, thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to see you soon. And until then, Michael, have a great day, pal. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
There we go. And the audience is loving him. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Michael, for being here. And again, truly kind of a one-stop shop there for everything that you need, whether it's the Alt, the A, the commercial, all of that kind of good stuff. So be sure to get a hold of Michael and his team at Equitable Bank. And as a reminder, make sure you are using that hashtag TMS to win a fabulous prize at the end of our program, which is, of course, this amazing Mortgage Show mug, which if you've been watching the program, I no longer actually drink out of that mug because my cats have now dominated that cup and they've been using it for their own. And so that's my donation to the cause there. But how about this? Let's move on. Let's keep on moving and grooving here with maybe it's kind of the highlight of this program, or at least right now, the next 10 minutes, it'll be the highlight. And that is the MPP, the Mortgage Protection Plan draw. Will you be joining us in Cancun in about 2 months' time? Watch this and find out if you're one of the lucky draw. Hey, everyone. Dave's here with Kate Brady, and we're back again, second year in a row, just like the Oscars. They love us, so we're back. We're here to do the MPP draw for 18 winners who've qualified for the draw. Didn't quite sell the target to earn the trip, but we wanted to give everyone a taste. So Kate Brady, we're going to have another 18 people joining us on this MPP trip. Are you as excited as I am on this?
I am excited. It is my favorite trip of the year. I love that we get to be live drawing the draw winners. So let's get at it so we can award some people a fun Mexican vacation.
Absolutely. I have to look at my note here. So to let you know what this is all about is, so obviously you have the ability to earn a trip. So you sell 35 MPP policies in a year, away you go. But what we also wanted to do was put in another tier where if you sell at least 15, but not quite that 35, you get in the draw. So that's what this is about. So special thanks to everyone who worked really hard to get those 15 and above. And we really appreciate that you're doing this, not only so that we can hang out with you in Mexico, but that you're absolutely providing your clients with an incredible product that will protect them at the worst time of their lives with their biggest investment of their lives. So thank you to everyone out there at DLCG land and for our friends at Manulife MPP. So let me tell you this, we have 92 people in the draw for DLC. We have 37 people in the draw for MA, and we have 53 in the draw for MCC. So how this is going to work is we've gathered all the scientists like we did last year from around the world to come into the DLCG headquarters in beautiful Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, and they have put together a highly scientific method by which we can draw these winners. So I want to make sure everyone out there understands. I know, Kate, you feel the same way. This is some serious business we're about to happen here.
Absolutely. It's serious business. We've called in the big guns and we are going to deliver on the results. So how this is going to work here is we've got the big start button. I'm going to hit it twice for each of the brands, DLC, MCC, and MA. 3 winners, and away we go. So without my keeping on yapping here, let's do this in 3, 2, 1. We've hit start here. Congratulations, Jennifer, Casey, and Mark. Cannot wait to see you there in beautiful Mexico in about 2 months' time. And Kate's going to give us more information on that later on. We're going to go here. We're going to pick a new winner here. So here we go again. 3 more. Those 3 are taken out. And here's our next 3. Manjinder, Brianna, and Keith, congratulations. You are going to be joining us in Mexico in just a few months, about 2 months' time. But Kate, so tell us all about where we are going to be going in May. Well, we are going to one of my favorite locations, Secrets Acamel, just outside of Cancun, Mexico. It's actually the home of the sea turtles. It is a beautiful resort. You get all the foliage and all of the privacy of being in that like Tulum-like jungle, but also the beautiful ocean, white sand beaches. It's just breathtaking. And we can't wait. May 10th to 14th of this year. It's going to be 4 days of just so much fun and hopefully a ton of sunshine. And I won't burn like a lobster like I normally do. Well, that's May 10th to the 14th. We're going to talk more about that, but mark your calendars. So we've just done the first 6 for DLC. And by the way, there's about 100 people who've earned their trip this year. And for those folks in the draw, we so appreciate you getting to that mark of 15. And we know for next year, or actually for this year, for 2026, for the 2027 trip, you're going to hit that mark. We want to give people a taste of the good life there in beautiful Cancun, Mexico this year with us. So here we go. Let's go over to, let's go MA now. MA, there are 37 of you in the draw, and we're taking 6 of you with us. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, here we go. Big drum roll. Congratulations, Lacey J, Jacob, and I'm butchering every name here. Margaret. Margaret. I'm just making it more fancy, it seems. So congratulations to our first 3 winners. We are going to now take you out of the draw. We're going to pick our final 3 for MA for a total of 6. So here we go. Big drum roll. See some great names coming over there. Stephen, Jillian, and Jennifer, congratulations. We're going to be there. And maybe we can convince Stephen, who was a former guest on a 5 Minutes with Kate Brady. Cool things our brokers do besides mortgages. Maybe we can convince him to sing us some tunes while we're down there in beautiful Mexico. You know what? There is a piano bar. We're going to hook Stephen up with a piano and a microphone. And let's see, between him and Mike Deere, I think that they can do a really
that's a good point. Mike will be there as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. We're already putting people to work, but what's the agenda while we're down there in Mexico, other than having Mike and Steven sing? What's the agenda?
No, the agenda is no agenda, which is my absolute favorite. So you're going to arrive on Sunday. You're going to get situated. You're going to familiarize yourself with the resort. Hopefully enjoy maybe some sunshine. You get there midday, maybe a bite to eat. You're going to wake up Monday. You're going to enjoy the day. You're going to scout out the best pools. Most of DLCG will be correlated into one official big pool spot with, of course, the swim up bar. You're going to enjoy the whole day. And then we are going to wine and dine you on that Monday evening, because we are taking you to the MPP Awards Gala, where we recognize our top MPP sales representatives from each of our brands, some entertainment, some fun. And then Tuesday, day on own, evening on own. Wednesday, full day on own. Enjoy, again, the sunshine. Maybe take part in an excursion. Wednesday night, we do a little cocktail and goodbye ceremony. And then you are on your way on Thursday morning. And it is a not jam-packed, fun-filled 4 days of whatever you want to make it. Read some books, drink some margaritas, have some chips and guacamole. I mean,
it's all about the snacks there in Mexico, and these resorts are top-notch, beautiful scenery, great food, delicious drinks, and a lot of really successful mortgage brokers from Canada's #1 mortgage brand, the mighty DLCG, and it's going to be a great time. So we've now drawn 12 of our 18 draw winners here. We have our final 6 from MCC. So Rich Spence will be there and joining in on the fun here. So let's get to it here. Here's our 6 winners, or first 3 winners, I should say, of 6 from MCC. Here we go. Drum roll. Steven, Hannah, and Wendy. Congratulations joining us on the trip, because you sold 15 beautiful MPP policies last year. And now what we're going to do is pick another 3 winners. We've taken you out of the draw. And Kate, why don't you count us down there? Let's see how lucky you are with the 3, 2, 1.
Okay, are we ready? Start it. 3, 2, 1.
You said started. I got confused.
I know.
Tanya, Leo, David. We're professionals, folks.
Early.
Please don't try this at home. But anyways, that wraps our draw. These are our final 3 winners. Congratulations, Tanya, Leo, and David. Can't wait to see everyone there. Those 18 draw winners, plus about 100 or so folks who've earned their way to Mexico this year. But now here's the important part here as we just wrap up our call here, or our little video here, is you have to act out there. If you've won this trip or you've earned the trip, Kate Brady, what do they have to do coming up pretty quickly here?
Well, we're going to officially announce all of the winners, including the draw winners, in an email this week. It's going to hit all network inboxes. And then following that, next week, we're going to be opening up live registration for those of you that qualified for the trip. You're going to have about 3 weeks to complete your registration so that we can book your flight and confirm your hotel and really just take care of you, because this is our gift back to you to make sure that you have an incredible trip here with DLCG and MPP. So watch your inboxes. It's going to come from me. Don't delete it. I know you get so many emails from Kate Brady, but this one is important. If you've won the trip, please make sure you open it and action accordingly.
Yeah, act quickly. Trips are not transferable. So if for some reason you've won this trip and you cannot make it, you need to give it on back to us and we'll draw someone else from that brand. But a lot of fun, and we can't wait to see you. That is May the 10th to the 14th. We'll see you there. And for the rest of 2026, we know you're going to continue to do some great things here at DLCG, including making sure your clients are fully protected, thanks to the folks at Manulife MPP. So on behalf of Kate Brady and myself, Dave Teixeira, I'm actually going to throw it back to myself in the studio for the rest of the award-winning mortgage show. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And Dave, back over to you. Thanks, Dave. Man, you're such a handsome fella. Anyways, congratulations to all the winners and to the 100 or so agents who are in the trip in 2025. Thank you so much for your commitment to this program and to ensuring that your clients get the best coverage possible. So for 2026, make sure you keep on rocking and rolling there. We're going to be doing this trip again in 2027 and hope to see you there. So again, congratulations to our 18 winners. Kate and her team will be reaching out to you very, very shortly, and be sure to sign up and register very, very quickly. This is where it kind of falls down for anyone who's earned or won the trip. You gotta register with us. Give us some details and information so that we can arrange the flights, because we take care of all of that for you. But we need to make sure that you have a passport and all those other kind of fun things. So with that in mind, let's move on to our next set of guests here. Just spent some time with them at the Owners University in Toronto. And these are such great guys. And it's an opportunity for us to learn more about this the 5-year-old lender, so relatively new within our space. So please put your hands together for Stephen and Brian from Drive Capital. And here they are. Look at those signs up there. I thrive with Strive. There you go. Brian, you owe me a drink. I don't know what that one's about, but there's lots of things going on there. What was that, Steve? I didn't hear that.
I said, I think he always owes somebody one.
No, probably.
That makes sense.
Listen, Dave, how do you follow that little piece? And congratulations to all the winners. And clearly you need two of us to hold a candle to Mr. Wolfe. Who, by the way, I'll tell you this, just I know you want to kick off. Brian.
No, I want all the dirt on Michael. I'd rather turn that.
When you talk about lenders coexisting, Brian, Mike, and I have spent 4 days on a fishing boat up in Haida Gwaii, and all three of us made it back. So I can tell you, I've got much admiration for him. He's one of my favorite guys in the business, and we can have a beer and get along.
You know, and that's what's great. I think that's the whole thing, is most of us can do that. And in fact, I think we spent a bit of time in Ontario at Owners University. I believe that was both of your first times at our owner universities, and I hope you found it not only a lot of fun but informative, and a great opportunity to meet with a lot of lenders. I'm curious, what were your impressions of the Owners University from last week?
Yeah, I was going to congratulate you, Dave, and the whole team on that. It was my first opportunity to be at a DLC Owners University. I got to tell you, the vibe and the energy in the room was palpable. It was pretty difficult not to leave there fully inspired, and it was nice to connect with some folks I hadn't seen in quite some time. So all in all, it was a wonderful event.
Well, thank you for that. You know, we really look forward to that. And then for everyone else out there, for the agents out there, we'll be going across the country, and I'm sure we'll see the great guys from Strive and the great team from Strive and all other lenders as well be there. So look for that in the fall. We'll be going across the country. So there we go. And then here's some nice little things. We do thrive with Strive. So there you go. And Rebecca Casey, good. Nice to see you, sort of. So Rebecca, I think I'm spending some time with you in Victoria when we hit the legislature there in a couple of weeks. But some hearts there for Strive as well. So great to go there. And then here's another compliment. Couple of beauties right there. I did that in a Don Cherry voice in my head. I can't do it out loud. But I did it out there. A couple of beauties right there. You know, keep your sticks on the ice. And thanks for all that you gents do. So there we go. So why all this love for Strive? What makes Strive so beloved in our industry, Steve? What do you think the magic formula is?
Listen, I'll go back to something Mike talked about, and I guess I'll just start by finishing on your earlier comment. Was my first Owners University, and I'd echo Brian's comments. It was an exceptional event. I think while we're new formally in terms of our dating to the altar relationship together, and we're excited to spend more time with the group, some of our strongest relationships across the country from day one have been within DLCG. Some on this call, and I can't, we're humbled by the support, and I can't thank them enough. I think table stakes were order of the day. Mike talked a little bit about it in terms of Equitable's relaunch, and while we love to see competition, it'll keep the knife sharp. It's put a focus back on us to say, how do we better support our partnerships? And we were really selective of the relationships that we wanted to partner with from day one. I think partnerships sometimes an overplayed term. We're looking at ways to create more efficiencies together. And while I'll agree with Mike on his comment around alignment with insurer policies, the truth is most of the people on this call will recognize that there's different institutional risk appetite, and we've got a real comfort level with that risk appetite that we've chosen. I'll use an example. You've got 8 insured lenders that might have 7 different rental income policies. Why do they differ when there's eligibility across the board on all of them? We want to keep moving the needle and pushing the edge with respect to some of those parameters. So you'll see that in some of our product suite. I think more importantly, you'll feel it in the way that you interact with our team. And as it relates to DLCG and all of the brands and the partners we work with, we've had a really focused effort coming into 2026 to be more focused on efficiency and how we support you. So look, it was table stakes. We benefited from some tailwinds in the market. Brian says it and says it all the time. We are gritty and will continue to be gritty to work with you in supporting Canadians in their home ownership journey.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that gritty nature. Sorry, Brian. I was going to say, I just love that gritty nature. And
Steve captured it really, really well.
Yeah. So with all that, I just had up on the screen there, you have a great team behind you. And I encourage everyone, if you have, not yet tried out Strive, make sure you go to strivecapital.ca/brokers. And that way you can make sure that you get all the information, get signed up, and away you go. But so you guys are about 5 years. Steve, you're a co-founder on this. So what would you say are the basic principles? Maybe I'll go back to Brian on this. So what would you say are the basic principles that our brokers should know about Strive that makes you just different than the rest that are out there?
Yeah, it's a good question. Out of the gate, we needed to differentiate. We knew that. There's a lot of wonderful partners doing great things, great lenders, all playing in the same sandbox, if you will. And when we launched Strive back in COVID, I guess it was summer of 2021, we took our first file, but pre-launch, there was maybe 8 of us in the room. We talked a lot about differentiation and what we could do different for our broker partners. And we knew that was really important, besides the table stakes stuff that Steve mentioned earlier. So the approach, how we adjudicate a file, somebody put in I couldn't remember who put it in, but somebody put in the chat, common sense lending. I'll say it's more of a practical approach, but our approach to adjudication, our risk appetite, the way we table stake, and the way we get a file from ingestion through to funding and then beyond funding, product niches, things we do maybe a little different than our lender peers, the incumbent lenders. We are gritty. We're certainly solution driven and accessible, and it's very much an all hands on deck approach. So we knew we had to do a lot of that out of the gate. And Steve and I in the beginning, pre-launch, it was pack our bags and go, planes and trains and automobiles coast to coast, talking with a lot of really key partnerships, many of whom were at DLCG and still are today, and asked them about the business and about what we can do different. And if, here we are as a prime insured, insurable lender out of the gate. There's a lot of folks in that space, very crowded. This is what we were thinking. What do you think? And we got a lot of great feedback from a lot of those key partners that supported us then and still do today. And that's helped us a lot along the way. So, we talk a lot about being as good as your last deal, not getting complacent. The complacency is, if you will, it impedes growth or impedes progress. So we talk a lot about that internally, foot on the gas, and making sure we're accessible with all of our partners.
Yeah, I like that, and that's what I hear a lot of. That your responsiveness and just your care within the broker channel is kind of makes you the top notch there. A couple of comments that are in the chat I thought I'd put up here is, Lamies is wonderful. I'm assuming that's someone within the Strive world. Is that one of your BDMs, perhaps?
She's actually one of our broker relationship managers, our BRMs.
That's awesome.
I think it's a really interesting point. Sorry if I can.
Yeah,
we've taken a really, I want to say disciplined, but thoughtful approach on how we manage partnerships. So we have traditional credit center and dedicated sales support. Those of you that do business with us today, to my earlier comment, you'll see significant changes in how we are supporting you this year. What I mean by that is more dedicated underwriters. But Dave, we also introduced a broker relationship manager role, a BRM acronym, which really was there to complement that credit center approach for certain partnerships. It's not for everybody. If you like to handhold in terms of policy, there's lots of nuance between lenders. We've got a solution to support you in that. If you want somebody who's accessible, the BRM role is exactly what it describes. It's an all-in-one solution. It's an eat what you kill role. We've got really good controls around it. But that customization has allowed us to really tailor our approach to support the partner. So yeah, Lamise is certainly one of our BRMs, and we'll probably build a statue of her one day.
There you go. And well, you might have another statue coming up here, a couple more. I love Jeffy's great. So thank you for that. And then another one. Franco Lai is the best when it comes to complex files. I don't know if that's his son who's posted this or not, but nonetheless, it's there. But here's a question from one of our millions of viewers here: is does Strive offer volume bonuses, VBs, or efficiency bonuses?
Go, Steve.
We roll it all in, so we don't look to tier or separate that out. It's one flat commission up front that's inclusive of both any volume incentive or base commission. So it's a one and done.
Yeah.
And you have one more statue to build for Charcow. I hope I'm pronouncing that.
We're laughing a lot and it's good, but it just shows the kind of people we have at Strive and how important that is, right? I mean, you're nothing without great people, and we certainly have.
Ron, it's like Messier, Curry, and Gretzky, a statue run that you're going to have all of them. I can't use that for the folks in Toronto, but
well, as a diehard Toronto fan, I'm not sure who would be. Well, Sittler would be the one that would sort of build the statue to. So there we go. But tell us about your product mix. So, you're both, you've got a lot of different products that were in there. When we were talking earlier on, we talked about some leasehold products and some acreage products and so on. What are some products that are within Strive that maybe folks don't always look at, that might be that kind of special or niche products that they should take a second look at? Brian, what would you say to that?
Yeah, there's, we have, again, back to that differentiation piece, right? Taking products that are in the market and making them maybe a little bit better, a little bit easier to use for our broker partners. So one that comes to mind immediately, and when we talk about a lot, is the Purchase Plus Improvement Program. It's been very popular and successful for us since inception. Again, we could talk about it all day. In the interest of time, I'll say we push the envelope on those to $150,000 and beyond with improvements. It's a single advanced product, but we can do that in 3 draws for the customer. So that's tended to be a good, successful piece for us. The way we treat rental income, as Steve mentioned earlier on a rental worksheet, very aggressive, user-friendly worksheets for folks to use. With those files, no max acreage, I could go on and on. I think Tiffany, our AVP, Tiffany Peterson in the West, and Jason Bravantier, who is our Director of National Sales on our Aspire side, our alternative side, are appearing on your Power Hour, I believe, Dave, at the end of this month.
Perfect.
So folks can look forward to that and getting more nitty gritty on the details for some of those products, but we certainly have some niche that we're proud of.
That's great. And the love keeps coming in here. You got a lot of statues to build here. You've got one for Katie's Queen, Sharma, and Tiffany. So there's three statues in one there. And then Rebecca decided, Sean, though, don't know who hired that guy, LOL. So I love that.
But Dave, I got to tell you that it's so validating to just see and read some of the comments. I think Brian and I often talk with the rest of our team about how lucky we are with the group of people we brought together.
Nice.
But this is just a testament to that. And, our goal has been from day one to try to create empowerment and give purpose to people by way of an underwriter. That means that they've got more discretion to make a decision. That comes with added responsibility on how they mitigate or rationalize that decision. But that purpose is really the driving factor behind it. So when we think about kind of the Strive engine, it's the sum of all these individuals and the way that they affect things. And look, we have a common threading that tries to run through it, but it's really cool to see this.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of love in there, and also some great products. You guys are, I believe, you're in our top 10 lenders for all of DLCG, and with a bullet, you keep on moving. So, what does 2026 look like? I know we're only 3 months or 2 months in, really, but what do you foresee in 2026, and how can Strive be a part of a greater success at DLCG?
Yeah, we're bullish. I mean, still, right? There's a lot of uncertainty in the market, but I mean, we're fully in growth mode still, right, Dave? I mean, we're entering our 5th year now, so it's our first real cycle of renewals and whatnot. So, seeing more transfer business these days than we had in the past, which is maybe a little less sticky in spots, but we have some roadmap stuff going on this year. Steve can speak to some product stuff that we've got on the roadmap coming up, but overall, I think the team's feeling really good, and we're off to a nice start to start the year anyway in Q1.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree, Brian. I think there's been certainly some trepidation. Do I think, non-first-time home buyers are quickly jumping to the market to want to retransact or move into that step-up house? Depends what industry and where they are in the country. It's very much a tale of two very different stories that we're seeing. But as Brian said, we're bullish. There's still tons of opportunity. There's many of you that we haven't connected with that we're excited to connect with. And to your earlier comment from a product standpoint, our goal from day one has always been to look for opportunities to create added arrows. That being said, the objective in it was really to say, if you have a deal, so be it a leasehold deal or one of a few non-bank lenders that participate in leasehold, be it a client who's moving or relocating to or from Yukon or Northwest Territories, those aren't huge product opportunities on their own, but added arrows in your quiver. Our goal, to use something Mike talked about before, is really to start thinking about Strive as a one-stop shop. You'll learn a little more about our Aspire product. I think that's going to be exciting as we continue to expand it there. We know that prime uninsured business has been a challenge for most non-bank lenders. We're excited that you'll see as we get into the spring some real change around our product guidelines. I don't think we're the only ones. You'll look at expanded ratios from a debt servicing standpoint, all really positive things as we keep soliciting feedback. And on that point, two things we do. One, we operate with a broker advisory board, and that's representative of 10 to 12 owner operators across the country. Those individuals really have input on our strategic roadmap. That's product, that's process, that's guidelines. But we also go coast to coast and we look at opportunities to get feedback from you on what's working or not working. So, there's several things that are in the queue with respect to product, but I'll tell you, prime uninsured is a huge objective for us to get rolled out here before the end of the spring.
And just to lean in really quick on that broker advisory board comment, that's not just the traditional owner operators of brokerages. We have agents as well on that board, which Excellent. Is super important for us and meaningful. So again, I always encourage people when I'm talking to them, listen, if you want to be a part of that board, please let me know. And we cycle through folks every couple of years and getting fresh faces, fresh minds and whatnot. And that board's super important for our business. So you can reach out to me on that anytime.
Well, this was a real pleasure to have you on your debut here on the award-winning Mortgage Show. And I know you'll be using and keeping your Mortgage Show mugs that will be sent to you close by. But thank you for all that you're doing in our industry. It's great to see such a scrappy, I don't know if upstart is the right word anymore. You're kind of 5 years old, and that's
we're past it. Yeah, we're
past that.
We want to be a household name for everybody.
Yeah, I think we're part of the furniture now, which is good.
Well, I think that you're part of the furniture now. You said, Brian, but I'll leave it with this. Strive has been my go-to all year long, and I'll assume she means 2025 as well. So that'll be more of a 14-month period. But for anyone who wants to get in touch with these fine gentlemen, let me put the URL back up on the screen. We have strivecapital.ca/brokers. And if you want to get a hold of Brian, there's his coordinates right there. And then I'll throw on Steve's email as well. But gentlemen, thank you so much on behalf of everyone at DLCG. It's so great to be working much closer with you. And it sounds like our agents are loving that as well. So to both of you, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Loved it, Dave. Thanks.
And thank you, Dave.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, that was Steve and Brian from the mighty Strive Capital. So good to have them on the program. But make sure you reach out to them. They've got some amazing products. As you can see, some pretty amazing people. And if you are a statue maker out there, I'd get a hold of these guys. It sounds like you have a lot of work coming up in the very near future. Anyways, as we come to the end of our program, we had a great time here talking to the Strive guys. We, of course, did a whole bunch of draws here for the Manulife MPP product. And, of course, special thanks to Michael Wolfe from Equitable Bank. But we're not quite done yet. Make sure that you we're going to do the draw right now for the incredible mug that I keep holding up here. You guys seem to like that mug, or I seem to like giving it away. Put in a hashtag TMS. If you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. You only get one entry into the draw. And I'm trying to find the banner that I can put up on the screen here. But if you have that all ready to go ahead. Use that hashtag TMS to win a fabulous prize. We will do that draw here in about 5 seconds or so. But just as a reminder, there's all sorts of AML training coming up. There's all sorts of BCMSA training coming up, and we just really appreciate all of you taking part in that and getting better and better. So with that in mind, let's go count down from 5 to 1, and then we will do the draw here for the incredible Mortgage Show mug in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hit the draw, and congratulations to our winner, who is Mortgage Center Canada 2581. I'm pretty sure that's not your birth name. But what I'll have to get you to do is, if you can email to me, Dave at DLCG.ca, let me know who you are so we can get you connected to send over that awesome mug. So again, thank you to all of you for being part of our program. Oh, there you go. Yes, you're very lucky to have won that. So send me a note so we can get that over to you. But anyways, I hope you had a good time. We know we had a good time here on the program. So on behalf of everyone here at DLCG, just another heartfelt thank you for doing all that you do to serve your clients and to continue to allow DLCG to be the #1 mortgage company in Canada. And until next month, I'm Dave Teixeira. I'm your host of the award-winning Mortgage Show, and this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.